guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a homeschool video about morning time. Alright, so some people call it morning time, some people call it a morning basket, some people call it circle time. Regardless of the term used, the thing that this generally has in common is it's a time when families gather together for a time of shared learning. And it's usually something that kids of all ages can do, usually has to do with what the family is currently learning or helping solidify family values. I brought this book out, this book, Mere Motherhood by Cindy Rollins. I don't know if she coined the term morning time or not, but she definitely talks about it quite a bit in here. I've read a grand total of 3 homeschooling books. Yes, 3 in 8 years of homeschooling, but I have to say they were all really good ones, with this being my very favorite. So I'll link it down in the description box. If you are intrigued by the concept of morning time or homeschooling, or if you already homeschool, I highly, highly recommend it. So that's kind of what morning time is. Now, it can look as different as families are different. Obviously, it'll look different if you've got like just younger kids. When our kids were younger, I had a lot different stuff in our basket, more hands-on stuff for them. Like when my youngest was 18 months, I remember getting those little paint sample cards from the paint store, and I'd get like 2 of the primary colors, and so she could do a little matching game with them, just stuff like that. And then like nursery rhymes for the older kids at the time who were still pretty little. But now that our kids are 8, 10, and 12, our basket is, just double checking, it's pretty much all books. And they're old enough now to where, for the most part, I can keep their attention, not I, but you know, someone reading can engage them and keep their attention. Sometimes they'll do a coloring page or a puzzle while they listen, but they are at the age where they can really engage with what's being read, which is really fun. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what's in our basket here. Pick it up. It's fairly heavy. We got this box from TJ Maxx, and you can see this side table here. We have one on the other side of the couch as well, and that's where we keep this basket so that in the mornings it's easy to just gather on the couch. Once in a while we'll go outside, but a lot of times it's on the couch and we'll gather and start our morning time. So this is what ours looks like currently, and it's always subject to change. I've recently gotten rid of a couple things that weren't a great fit, and I've added one more thing that we are really loving. So half of this basket is actually a Bible for each of us. Each of the kids have their own Bible, and then I've got one that I read from. And everybody sits and opens up their Bible to where we're reading. We alternate a chapter in the Old Testament and a section of the New Testament every other day. It's important to Kaylin and I that at least once while the kids are under our roof, we get to go through the whole Bible together. We just really want them to know why, like not just tell them what we believe, but we want them to have a basis for what they believe, and we want them to be able to find what they're looking for in it. So we practice flipping. We all take turns reading, and then my very favorite part is we'll sit and talk about what we've read. My son is listening here. Do you enjoy that part, buddy? Mm-hmm. Talking about what we've read? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like a bee or something in here. Hold on just a second. Okay, the wasp is taken care of, so this is a safe zone again. So, get back to the rest of what's in here. Next, we go over our memory verse. We have it on this fancy schmancy 3x5 card, and I just keep one verse in here at a time, and then we file it when we're done. And then the next couple of things are things that we don't do every day, but maybe do a couple of times a week. One is this confession card. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but I'll link it so you can go to the website and see it. It is from Terry Does Ministries, and it has a place to write your name up top. And when we do it, it takes about 2 minutes, and it's 2 minutes of just speaking out over your life what God says about you, who you are in Christ, because you know, life happens. The world's going to try to tell you things differently than God does. So this is just a way to really speak blessing and truth over your life. And it's kind of fun too. I'll read the first couple lines. I am a party waiting to happen. Angels rejoice over me. Demons flee from me. And God himself dances over me with singing. I am. You want to chime in? No? And it goes on. It's pretty fun to read. And just a good reminder. Even used it when people are having a little bit of a hard time. Just, you know, let's read this. This is who you are in Christ. Okay, another book that I cannot say enough good things about, that it's near and dear to my heart, and I really wanted to read it to our kids, is this book, Intra Muros, by Rebecca Reuter Springer. It's got like 3 names. It's also called Within the Walls or My Dream of Heaven. And this is a precious, precious book. I've blogged about it, so I'll link the blog post I talked about it in. I won't spend much time on it here, but all I will say is if you have ever lost someone that you love, that you know knew Jesus, read this book. If you have ever wondered if heaven is could really be better than you imagined, read this book. Our kids have experienced loss too this year. We all have, so I really wanted to take some time to read this to them. So we're just kind of slowly going through it, a couple chapters a week. Next is this book, Then Sings My Soul, 150 of the World's Greatest Hymn Stories. I will be honest and say that I have never been a big proponent of including hymn study in morning time. I know a lot of people are, but to me, it just seemed like not as important as some other things. My mom personality is like no fluff. But I will say, hearing your kids sing Be Thou My Vision from the other room is so great. And this has added such richness to our morning time. This is the thing that we added recently that I'm so glad we did. But you open it up, there's just like a page of history on the different hymns, the date it was written, and then the music and lyrics for it over here. And my little non-denominationally raised kids think that reading lyrics like this hymn style is the coolest thing. So when we start a new hymn, we'll listen to it on YouTube. And then once we kind of learn it, they'll follow along here, and we'll just stay on the same hymn for a week or two. And it's been really, really sweet to read the stories behind some of them too. All right, the last thing I have in here is we do actually 2 of our school subjects family style. We alternate when we do science and history. Never do those on the same day. So I've got our year 1, the Good and the Beautiful history curriculum here, which we have about 8 lessons left in. And then I've got our botany unit study, science from the Good and the Beautiful. This is just the teacher's part of it. I've got the loose papers and charts and stuff in a different place, but just so it's easy for me, I have it right there for me to grab. And then with our history, there's always a read aloud. This is our 5th or 6th one this year. We are reading this Eric Liddell biography, and then when it's finished, we are going to watch Chariots of Fire. It goes along with the time period that we're studying in history right now. And then there's one more thing in this box that is not specific to morning time, but it is, it's like a family time thing, and it's our family read aloud. We are going through the Little House series, and we usually read this one at night, but I just have it in the basket because it's right there by the couch, easy to pick out and read. So that's what we had in our basket. Like I said, it'll probably change soon as we switch up some of our school stuff. If we find something else we love, we'll probably add it. If we find out something is really not working, which I can't see that happening with what we have now. But the cool thing is you can always change it. So I hope this was helpful to you, or maybe just inspiring at least, to do some morning time with your family. It's a really, really rich part of our homeschool. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you'd give it a thumbs up, and same thing, liking and thumbs up. Comment on it. That helps my channel. Let me know if you'd like more homeschool videos like this, and I will see you next time.